Hi guys, it's Shiels down here at Quest Golf Academy here at Prairie Sports Village, and I've got the new Cobra King F7 drivers to review. I've got the F7 and I've also got the F7 Plus, which I will do in a separate video. The F7, as you'd imagine, is a replacement for the F6. They made some nice changes with this driver. I've got this in the silver finish, silver/grey finish, but there is also different finishes available. I just quite like this finish actually. I'll talk about the head design first, but they've also got something unbelievably clever, let me get that grass out, in the top bit, in the grip. Let me talk about it in a moment. The head design, this is obviously 460cc head, massive big head design. This is classified as the more forgiving model. So it has got front to back a deeper face, but top to bottom slightly shallower. There's 3 weight ports in the bottom, and you get a 12 gram weight and then 2 2-gram weights. Depending where you put that heavier weight, kind of controls how this driver reacts. So if you put the heavy weight in the back, it's the most forgiving setting, highest moment of inertia, the head doesn't twist as much, but typically the highest spinning. You can also move that 12 gram weight to the front, where it produces the lower ball flight, less spin, but often when that happens, you lose forgiveness. And then they've got a draw portal here as well. So if that 12 gram went into the draw setting, it's going to eliminate as much as it can those shots that leak off to the right. It's got an adjustable neck. I've just got this in 9.5. It does go from 9 to 12, but I've got this in 9.5, and I've just got the standard GolfWRX stiff flex in this. That's the head design. Now, in the butt end of the golf club, Cobra have done something that I've seen no brand do before. They've got a little tracking system in the top of the club here, and it's actually powered by Arcos. I think I've pronounced that right. Arcos is a tracking system that typically you put into the butt end of the golf club, but Arcos, when I've seen them before, were massive, way too deep and thick and a bit ugly looking. They've actually incorporated the Arcos technology in the grip, and I'll test that technology out on the golf course soon. You connect it with an app in your phone, you have to have your phone in your pocket, and apparently it uses the microphone from your pocket to know when you've hit a shot, and also from the hip rotation to know you've hit a shot. So that's when you know you've hit it. But apparently when you walk down to your next shot, and you hit your next shot, it knows that you've hit the second shot. So from point A, where you hit your driver, to point B, where you hit your second shot, it can track how far that ball travelled. You also download the golf course that you're actually playing on, and it'll tell you if you've hit the fairway. So once you've finished the round, it'll tell you loads of stats about your driving. I will do some testing on that because that really intrigues me. No brand has done that before. Apparently it's got a battery in the actual Arcos that lasts 4 or 5 years, so it should last much longer than you would need to replace your grip. And it comes alive once you take the club out your bag. So when the club is in your bag in darkness, the battery shuts off. Clever. Clever. We'll test that on the golf course. It's no good though if this club doesn't work. So let's give this club a hit. I've got the weight to start off with in the back, the 12 gram weight in the back. So the most forgiving setting ideally. It's a huge big head. I don't know if it even looks bigger in the silver grey kind of finish. And it's got a slight finish in the back of the club where it makes it actually, focus your attention a bit more to the middle. Text stream carbon, whatever that means. They've stripped weight out the top and stuck it in the bottom. Right, let's get hitting and stop talking. But there's so much technology, that's the thing. Right, let's give this a hit. So I've got it on GC2, weight in the back. That felt good. Felt like a nice flight. Again, this is the most forgiving setting, so I don't think I'm going to maximise distance in this setting. I'll hit a couple of shots this way around, and then I'll switch that weight around. That was 267 carry for a 279 total, 2,200 spin, which isn't terrible actually for the weight setting in the back. That's not too bad at all. Now, typically with drivers, Cobra drivers, I found the best performance to come much higher on the face. So I am being very conscious about catching that high side of the face with the Cobra driver. That was straight, but wasn't that high on the face. So I don't think that's going to go as far. Now, to be fair, about similar distances. But again, I don't think this setting is going to be the most longest hitting setting I can possibly produce. The driver feels good. The driver feels nice. Feels like it's, when you set it behind the ball, it looks very forgiving. It looks like there's lots of, there's a huge amount of real estate behind the ball. The head absolutely looks huge. Just dead simple Cobra graphic on the top, so you know where the middle of the face is. Let's hit one more with the weight back. Yeah, not bad drives then. And like I said, they're never going to be long, just with that setting, but they weren't bad drives at all. So let's switch that weight around and let's see what the differences are. So you're on that one so far, the 3 shots with the weight back, that had average 2,600 spin. The carry distance was average at 266, which is short for me when I'm hitting this driver. Let's change that weight forward and see if there's a massive amount of change. Typically when the weight moves forward, you see less, I'll do it now while I'm talking, less spin rate. So therefore the ball should go a little bit further. You can see with this, the 2 gram weight, there's literally nothing of it. It's just a clear, it's almost like a cap. 2 gram is nothing. The 12 gram weight, which is the gold weight, as I take this out, and as always, once you've done this in a fitting, you should never need to change these weights. Let's move that weight forward. That 12 gram weight is much deeper and actually got something about it. It's actually got a bit of weight in that 12 gram weight, as you would imagine. That slips in the front, 2 gram slips in the back. Now, one of the things that I'm not that impressed with either this one or the F7, there's no fade port. I wouldn't have minded another little option to have a fade port, and potentially, if you had that fade port, you could actually offer 2 12 gram weights then. Let me just change it on the GC2. So we've got the weight forward option. So this will come out as a blue line now with the weight forward option. I can't imagine it's going to feel any different. I would just presume we're going to see slightly lower spin numbers. Let's give this a hit. Oh, that's a bullet. That is a bullet. So 266 is what in the back setting. Oh yeah, way further. And it just shows, you know, the difference of that adjustability in the spin rates, how that can actually be affected. What did that? Yeah, 2,100 spin rate on that. Much lower spin rates. And therefore I got an extra, I think that was about 13 yards difference in distance. Let's go a couple more. Now this isn't the lowest spin head, so I'd be surprised if I get anything under, I was a bit left, I'd be surprised if I get anything under 2,000 with the spin. Maybe I could get under 2,000 with the spin on the F7 Plus. Let's go one more so we've got a bit of a comparison. I don't mind this driver. I quite like it in the silver head. I think it looks quite good. That was a nice straight one there. Has it got the legs? Yeah, you can see so much more distance. I'm about maybe 10 yards shorter than what I would like to see with the driver. If I'm super honest with you, I felt like normally I'm knocking on the door of 300, but that might just be me today. So we can have a look at some of the numbers there up on screen. We've got, in fact, let me do a comparison so we can actually see select clubs. These are an average of the weight forward and weight back. Weight forward being the red line, weight back being, weight back being the red line, weight forward being the blue line. You can see some graphic differences on the ball flight. The weight forward definitely produced a lower ball flight. Launch angle was lower, spin rate was about 300 RPM lower. A couple of them went even lower than that, but on the average, that last one just did spin up a tiny bit. Distance there's a 10-yard difference just because of where that weight was on the head. Because it kind of just shows how much of a difference. Now, what they have changed is they've got rid of that sliding channel. You know, you had, was it penetrating and towering settings, whatever they had. They've just got the weight ports now, which is probably simpler actually. You don't have to fiddle about too much, it's simple. Black and white, you either want low spin, low launch, high spin, high launch, or you can stick it in draw setting. COBRA F7 driver. It seems to do what it should do with the head. Give a few yards, but pretty much about where it should be. The interesting bit is when I take this out on the golf course and use the Arcos technology in the head, in the grip, see if that actually works with the app. I'll do a review of that. But next I'm going to review the F7 and I'll compare it to these numbers so we can have a bit of a comparison with that club as well. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the F7 Plus video. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment below. What do you think about the new technology? Does it intrigue you? This COBRA seems to be coming out with some clever stuff at the moment. Let's see if it continues and let's see if it works. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.